Get funky.
All right, welcome to the Bizz. We're all up in it. I'm your boy Daniels D Money up here in Simi Valley.
And I'm A Ron down in San Diego.
Right, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. Still living that quarantine life.
Right. Speaking of that quarantine life, there's a lot of openings happening. I mean, you hear it on the news. All the states are, planning to reopen, and people, the protesters kind of got what they wanted, right? So
Yeah.
I guess my question is, what can we expect from the openings that are going to happen across the country?
Well,
They're soft openings, right? But
yeah,
what can we realistically expect?
you could expect people to, obviously get out in droves, but stuff isn't really open. You still can't, we're talking about California at least, you still can't go sit at a restaurant. You're still ordering takeout because there's no real protocol on how restaurants are going to operate from now moving forward. I think, traffic here isn't what it normally is, but it's a little heavier. But again, it's people just driving with nowhere to go.
People who just want to be out, you mean? Because
Just out,
they got the
just
cabin
out,
fever?
just absolutely. Our parks aren't even open. Some trails are open. Still can't take the kids to the park.
What about all the beaches? We have some of our beaches still closed, or
They're open with weird rules. Like you can swim, you can run and jog and exercise on the beach, but you can't stop
sunbathe.
moving.
Yeah,
Yes, you can't sunbathe, and you can't stop moving. Like you can't just sit there. You have to be doing,
Which really, I don't know if I guess it kind of makes sense. But let's say I'm with my group, like my wife and my daughter, who I'm always with, so I can be within 6 feet of them. But what if we're not within 6 feet of anybody else and we're sunbathing?
It's this weird thing, and I don't know if you've walked down like a street lately, but where everybody thinks everybody has the cooties. Everybody's just everybody's freaked out, walking the dog or whatever.
Right.
And it's that kind of thing, wish somebody would get a camera on that and just watch people avoid each other.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying everybody should be freaked out, right? I'm definitely not living in fear at this point, but I'm definitely trying to be cautious. So maybe that whole, oh, you got the cooties thing is really just people being cautious. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, whatever you have to do, because we have to be smart about it, right? I mean, we have all these openings. People are going, now we can start going out to restaurants. They're going to open at 50% capacity, right? That's what they were saying today. And people can go to restaurants, we can go to the beach, we can start trying to reopen the economy. But while we're doing that, don't we have to still be smart?
Yes, and
I'm saying that for all the protesters, by the way.
But we think we're being smart. I can't tell you. Okay, so there's an attempt in every grocery store to they put tape on the ground. Everybody has to socially distance, but all that tape is only at the cash register. In the store, you sort of fend for yourself. And
Right.
Grocery stores by me, they're not doing a head count when you walk in. You just go in. And,
right.
So again, are we really being smart if we're all touching the same credit card pad? 200 people before you touched it.
Well, I mean, how realistically, how effective can we be in this whole reopening as far as being safe? I mean, you open up the beach, can you realistically keep people from congregating? I mean, I know we're supposed to, but I've seen it on the news where people are in groups, no masks, just chilling as if, hey, I'm good.
I think the better question is, I just don't think the police officers can even enforce it. Like, are you really going to break your neck trying to give 2 million people a ticket?
Right.
I get that they're supposed to enforce it, but the cops, they're people too, and they're like this. I've talked to a few cops that have said, it's kind of pointless.
All
People
right, so
just want to be social.
I guess, and I know I guess we can't fault them for that because we all want that interaction, right? We're not meant to be alone. So when it comes to opening these beaches, I'm gonna talk about Florida first because I know they were the first to officially open the beaches a couple weeks ago, and then there was this immediate surge in corona cases, right? So this came out today. This is from the Tampa Bay Times, I believe it is. Coronavirus cases have been confirmed in the Tampa Bay area across the state. As of 3:45 today, the U.S. total cases was 1,539,633 cases. That is up 11,738 cases from yesterday. That's in the U.S. Deaths, 92,645, and that's up 767 deaths from yesterday. In Florida alone, there were 47,471 cases. That's up 527 from yesterday. And in Florida, there are 2,173 deaths. That's up 44 from yesterday. So looking at these numbers, my question, I guess, I'm wondering, is it safe for us to do a reopening? Because it's clear that the numbers and cases are still going up, regardless of how safe we're supposed to be.
It's not a complete equation. Where's our friend Gary, the math guy, when you need him? The part that they're missing is how many people got the virus and went home. Nobody's reporting on how many guys went through it, it sucked, and went home.
Right. So, and just to be clear, it said last updated 3:42 p.m., May 22nd, Eastern Daylight Time. These Florida totals includes in-state residents and non-residents who tested positive while visiting the state. All right, so not just people who were staying home and sleeping in Florida, but
And I think the numbers go up automatically because the majority of us haven't been tested. Wouldn't the numbers go up if we all took a test right now?
Probably, because there are people running around with it that don't know they have it.
Exactly. So the way that, like the article you just read, the way that you read it makes it seem like, oh my God, it's on the rise. They're not saying, oh yeah, we're up 11,000 people, but all those people are at the beach just hanging out. When was the last time you saw somebody sickly just sunbathing, camping out at the beach? So the article's a bit misleading, and the way that all news is reporting is they're just not showing how many people, 10 people went home today. Nobody's saying that.
Right.
So I think it might be one of those things where you kind of have to rip the Band-Aid off. It's because we can't do this forever.
We can't.
I don't even think we could survive the rest of the year. It's already an issue now. Can you imagine being quarantined the rest of 2020 or some version of it?
Right.
People have to start working. And it's not ignore it. Nobody's making out with the quarantine people.
Right. Right.
But you got to do something.
What's your opinion on the people who say, and I think, I don't know if you're in this camp or not. What do you say to the people who are out there saying, this isn't that bad? We've had other epidemics or pandemics in our history that weren't as bad as this one. So this one is no big deal.
A lot of that is out of sight, out of mind. That same person saying that is going to jump to the other side of the fence if somebody they know gets it and passes away from it. Oh, this is serious. We've all got to hunker down.
Right.
But using just the math, it's not the craziest thing. And it seems to be affecting senior citizens. And I'm not saying just put them all in one state and let them go. But it seems to, my favorite term, or the term of the year, is underlying condition. And some of these cases, sometimes being 95 is an underlying condition. How can they never say that?
Right. I guess,
95.
It primarily affects people who are, older, primarily. But now, just recently, in the past couple of days, they have this new condition that's affecting children. It's MISC. I forget what the acronym is, what it stands for. We'll have to talk about it. But I know I saw it on the news. They say it could be a coronavirus-related condition, and it's affecting kids. And they're saying you can't miss these symptoms because they're blatant. They're out there. They're not underlying and oh, is my daughter might have something. She's acting a little strange. If your kid gets this Miss C, whatever it's called, MIS-C, if your kid gets that, you'll know it because it's not a it's not a sneaky. It doesn't sneak up. It's there. It's out in the open. So
I mean, any kid, especially kids, they have no problem saying, I don't feel good. They're not trying to hide pain.
right.
In fact, I would argue that they might be a little more dramatic than the average bear.
Oh, please.
Even with the
my
common
daughter
cold.
needs an Academy Award when it comes to that. When it comes to the drama.
I don't think I can walk anymore. It's from the cold, from a cold.
Right.
So it's my kid is not gonna beat around the bush. I don't feel good.
Right.
I think, I have no problem, heading to the doctor and getting her checked out. And that's for any illness,
Right. Right.
You know your kids, or you're supposed to know your kids.
Right. You should. Right. You should know if your kid is if your kid is acting up or if there's a situation. But yeah. Well, as far as the openings, I mean, it's like I said, I'm gonna try to live cautiously. When I go out, I mean, and I'm cool with it. They're gonna reopen. I guess we have to do it. Personally, I wish we'd wait a couple weeks, but that's just my opinion. But it has to be done.
Let
I'm
me
just
ask
going to be
this:
cautious.
that couple weeks. Let's say I give you 3 extra weeks. What's the difference between that 3 weeks and right now?
I don't know. Maybe more time for them to flatten that curve.
I hate. All of a sudden, everybody wants to draw graphs. Nobody's
Know,
paying
right?
attention in math
In math
class.
class, right? But all of a
Nobody.
sudden,
Get my geometry out. All of
yeah,
a sudden,
yeah. It's just today when Anna was doing her homework, she was doing a math problem on for her homework, and she didn't want to show the work on the paper, and I was like, you got to show the work. You can't be one of
that's
those
part of
kids
it.
who doesn't want to show the work, and then 2 years from now you get in math class and you're overwhelmed because you forgot how to set up a multiplication problem. But yeah, it's people who didn't want to do graphs, now everyone, sign of the times. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll be back. We'll be talking about it as long as it's in the news. We'll come back and talk about it because there are developments that we're definitely gonna need to talk about. Because it's affecting everybody. It's affecting everything, all different types of jobs, lifestyles. But we'll do it. And for those of you out there, if you like what you hear, make sure you hit them comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, and also in the comments, if you have a subject that you want us to talk about, please put that in the comments, in the comments. And also, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, you want to come on here and talk about and be a guest, we can make that happen on the Bizz.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's it for tonight. D-Money signing off from Simi Valley.
AA Ron, keep it real in SD.
And we out.